It's always a gamble, isn't it, when somebody that you know asks you to do something, regardless of what that is or who that may be. The great thing about our gospel today is the response and the encounter. The encounter with the angel who says, "Do not be afraid," which is the most used phrase in the Bible. There's no greater used phrase than "do not be afraid," right from the Old Testament to the New. And in these strange times, it could not be a more poignant phrase for us to use and have. Of course, the great thing is that Mary responds, even regardless of the peculiarity of this request and the strangeness of this encounter. Now, my tutor, Alan Gregory, who once was he actually preached here, I think, for one of our, I can't remember what service it was. Such was the greatness of his, I know, it was Corpus Christi. That he took up the reins after a great long academic career in various colleges, including Austin in America, as the principal of a new setup called St. Augustine's Theological College, which was a mixed mode form of training. And over curry, and I do believe it was actually the curry after that particular evening when he preached, he was talking about an idea that he had about having students, and we kind of talked about this over a cobra or two. He had this idea about having people doing an experiential, his students doing an experiential project. I said, what a great idea. And I said, well, our parish would be really up for that. And of course we had some students last year, and we've had some students this year. And it's been an extraordinary journey, not least in the fact that they and us have said yes. And not least, we have said to each other, well, don't be afraid, let's just go with this. Because it's a bit of a gamble, let's face it, on both sides. I mean, if it goes wrong, as Mary must have thought, it will go very wrong. It could go incredibly wrong. This year, I have to say, with all my hand in heart, this has been an extraordinary year. And I really thank the students, from the bottom of my heart, for engaging in this process with, I think, a most wonderful project based upon our own, if you like, patronal carol, Good King Wenceslas, and the gifting. You've seen the videos, not just actually for the adults, but also for the young people too. Brilliant video. Thank you ever so much for doing that together. Annie was I thought, a great Good King Wenceslas. Thank you, Annie. I think it was a really, really good project. And they've come out with this book, and I'm sure they're going to tell you about it, because they're going to show you a video now, because I've limited them to a number of minutes, and they couldn't possibly have got everybody's ideas in there. So they produced this book. You've got copies of that. We'll make sure it's online so that people can actually see that online. But I just wanted to take this opportunity before I haven't seen it. Philip said, can I show it to you? Gray, I believe, is going to be showing it to us. I said, no, I want to see it just as it is. I just want to be surprised by it, because it was your project, and in fact, it's the project of the parish. And I purposely didn't partake in it, because I thought this must come from below above, not down, top down. And I just had a quick peek at this, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it.
As has already been said, we are Annie, Beth, Ray, John and Philip. We're at St. Augustine's. It's been such a joy to be with you over the last few months, to meet many of you in person and online. And this short video is the culmination of this conversation that's been taking place since the end of September, and we're so grateful for all of your contributions. This is just a snapshot of the photos, the poems and reflections that you've shared. The rest has been collated into the online scrapbook and we'll send the link through shortly. But for now, please enjoy this video on 9 lessons in lockdown. Over to you, Gray.
When we came to the parish in September, Reverend Graham asked us to listen, to discern the heartbeat of the parish during this time of pandemic. St Stephen's is a place which takes great pride in its support for others, serving those in need. It reminded us of that great Christmas carol, Good King Wenceslas, who strides out into the snow on St Stephen's Day to bring comfort to a poor man. We all want to be like the generous king, sharing our gifts. But perhaps we are also like the poor man, in need of gifts from others. We ask you to think about life during the lockdown, and to tell us what you've learned about yourself, what gifts you need to be fully alive, and what gifts you can offer to help others to flourish. What follows is just a taste of some of the responses we've received. 9 lessons in lockdown from the parish of St Stephen's, Rochester Row.
I have learned to value the care and kindness I have received from the dance community, now anchored to the church. I can offer others the gift of making strong and long-lasting friendships through dance.
I have been thankful to receive the gift of safeguarding and making new and enriching friendships through gardening.
What we do here, for me anyway, I think everyone's got a talent, everyone's got a purpose, and we can really sort of help people to rediscover that. Like just last week, we were doing something in the art group, and a client was making flowers. We were making flowers, and I said to a client, "Just come in," and he made the most amazing flowers. And after the session, he said, "You really helped me to rediscover something I forgot I had." And I was just like, that's what we're here for, and that's what we want to do with all our clients, really.
One tremendous gift that we've received during lockdown has been the increasing goodwill that we're seeing from people who want to support us by becoming virtual volunteers. This gift is helping us provide our programmes virtually and online, which means we can keep the window of opportunity open for our girls. It's been inspiring to hear from many more people who want to give their time to help.
During the first COVID-19 lockdown, like everybody else, I spent much of my time at home. I realised how privileged I was to have the gift of a happy family life. This made me think of people living on their own and how I could help support them whilst they were in isolation.
I've had so much thrown at me in lockdown, in the way of love from people, in the way of opportunities to do stuff that I've been moaning for 40 years I can't do. I've been doing a lesson swap with another teacher up the road. I'm teaching him to write songs, he's teaching me to draw.
And also the sort of the kindness of people. People who know my situation, and that's been amazing. Sort of generosity of spirit, which has been fantastic.
It's really helped me to slow down at a point where actually I really needed to slow down, and just made me take time. And it's simple things like, as Liz said, not taking public transport and walking everywhere, which can sometimes mean that you're walking for an hour rather than taking a bus for 15 minutes. But actually that slowing down and making you think about what you're doing is really helpful. Time for prayer where there wasn't time for prayer before.
The gift is finding the gift in the time of pandemic. The gift is the time. Time to retreat. To retreat to the place of assessment. To assess the life that we know. To know the loss and recognise the gain. To gain the awareness of hitherto unseen acts. To enact the kindness in return. To return to the stillness. To still the mind. To mind the time. To find the gift. The gift is finding the gift in the time of pandemic.
I pray for the gift of laughter, to laugh as life flies by, and for the gift of joking, that others may laugh till they cry.
I would like to receive the gift of learning to look after myself better and take the time to relax physically and rest the mind, to connect more with nature, take time out from work and meditate and undertake mild exercise, and get a good night's sleep. If I want to help others to flourish and get through this pandemic, I need to be good to myself as well as to others.
And to put something in your day that you can look forward to. Put on your best perfume, put on your best clothes. Because it's important that before we can get alongside somebody else, we can be strong ourselves. And I suppose that's where I've been a carer for 50 years. That is in me.
In some respects, this sounds really bad, I'm kind of glad that we're in lockdown or going to into restricted things. So I kind of don't feel obliged to go to social events when I have no energy, because I find in December that I'm absolutely exhausted because I'm like, oh, I must do that, must do that, must do that. So I'm looking at the positive side of being able to say no without any of the guilt.
A time to reflect, slow down, take stock, consider the truths that elude us, step out from the shadows, embrace a new light and banish the clouds that occlude us. Yes, turn the telescope inwards now and feel the bond deep inside. The pull on the heart, the yearning that aches and the swollen tug of life's tide. Sense again the hand in your hand and the warmth of a loved one's clutch. Be moved by the Spirit, compelled by the Godhead, be healed by the Saviour's touch.
I would like to receive a quiet mind. I can give a sympathetic ear.
I can give the gift of listening. I don't see it myself, but friends of mine, so I can listen well.
The gift I would like to receive is the continuation from the early days of lockdown of my ability to appreciate the detail of the little things in the world all around us, close to home. There is so much to see and enjoy and to be content about. The simple pleasures of sunshine or a flower or the details of architecture or other people around us. I've found myself noticing and reveling in things I completely took for granted before lockdown.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. During the pandemic, this prayer and a deepening of this prayer in my life has been a great gift. As daily I'm reminded that so much is out of my control, and yet there are a few things within my control. And with discernment and grace, God can strengthen me and give me the creativity to continue doing what I can do. And so if you don't know the Serenity Prayer, I offer it to you as a great gift as it has been offered to me. May God bless us and keep us safe.
Often it's the little things in life that are really the big things. Handshakes, hugs and haircuts. I found the fourth H while standing in a dark and wet school playground as part of a surprisingly fantastic turnout for St. Stephen's outdoor carol service. I found myself thinking of those in other lands who can't sing such songs for fear of persecution. There in the rain, masked and partially hidden by my umbrella, as the rain fell, so did my tears as I realised the gift we all need, the gift we were sharing with one another from bubble to bubble, is the fourth H, hope.